Okay, that sounded like you couldn't spell my name.
Yeah, let's see. Sometimes and sometimes it tries to think what I'm saying and
Oh,
correct
that's
what
really
I'm
bad.
saying.
Yeah, Siri is not real smart sometimes, or whoever the spell correct. And you really need to read before you send because it can get really bizarre out there.
It really can.
I've
yeah.
gotten some, and thank goodness I can kind of figure out what people are talking about, but you just have to laugh because it makes no sense.
That's right. That's right. No, and I'll send out a text. If I'm driving, I use the voice to text. And
that's where you get this bizarre language come across.
Yep, and she'll repeat back what she thought I said, and it won't be any close to what I said.
No.
But I'll go ahead and send it on anyway, just to see.
Just to confuse them?
Confuse them, that's right. That's right. I can't find the email on my phone. Thomas wants me to forward him an email. And let's see, KSVP, no reply. No reply. No reply. No reply. No reply.
Well, in the meantime, are we supposed to get more rain this morning or
Maybe
something?
another 5/100ths of an inch.
Because it looks very ominous out there right now.
We had 5/100ths of an inch last night.
Yes, I saw that.
Which brings our total for the year to 5/100ths of an inch.
Woohoo! Let's celebrate.
Yeah, so...
It's kind of disgusting because some parts of the country can get, our yearly rain total in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And it soaks in there. Here, if we got that all at once, 9 inches or whatever, we would have some serious problems with flooding.
Yeah.
So...
Well, we have, was it Missouri, Washington, a couple of those streets. That's basically where the runoff goes.
Yeah, I know that.
And then it runs down the street
Yeah,
to
and it goes
13th.
over my curb. Yes, very well aware. We could, float a boat down there.
Yeah.
But rarely.
For just a few minutes.
Yes.
And then it's gone. Mm-hmm. And you're like, why couldn't that stay in the yard?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Just filter it somewhere. Well, when it has done that, we've had some serious downpours at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's old houses right there that have basements, and it came up in their basement.
Ooh.
If you had a drain.
Yeah.
And it should not do that. So the city came and did some magic thing in one of the manholes there, and it, sucked it all back down. But
yep.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when it does that because you know what's going to happen. It's like, oh, what do I have sitting on the floor on the basement that doesn't, that's going to get wet?
Well, one of the last major floods in the town I grew up in, Clinton, Iowa,
mm-hmm.
which was on the Mississippi River.
Mm-hmm.
And the river crested 10, 12 feet above flood stage.
Oh, wow.
And there was a pumping station that pumped the storm sewers. So under normal circumstances, the water would go into the storm sewers, and then the pumping station would pump the water out of the storm sewers into the river.
Mm-hmm.
And the big concern is that it would overwhelm that pumping station.
Oh, yeah.
And then all that water would come back through the storm sewers and into the town. And they were able to build a sandbag wall around that pumping station.
Oh, my.
And keep that pumping station operating and pumping through the flood. But
that's one of those, what you call 100-year floods or experiences, and y'all always think, oh, it will never happen here. Well,
sure.
Yeah.
Well, after that flood happened, all the states, all the communities along the river got with the Corps of Engineers, and they started a levee project all the way down the river. And so most of those communities have levees now that would handle that 100-year flood. But at that time, those weren't there, and it was bad, and everybody was worried about that one pumping station, because if they didn't keep that pumping station, they had to keep power to it, they had to keep it pumping, they had to keep the water from going down in and shutting it down. So otherwise, it would have been disastrous for further up in the town. But the water came up. We didn't live too far off the river, and the water came up to the streets behind us and to the side of us, but it didn't come up to the streets that we were in. And there were a lot of basements that got waterlogged
back
and flooded.
In that part of the country, basements are,
very common.
Very, very. So,
yeah.
I have a request.
Okay.
If you have pallets that you don't need, well, my source, the feed store, I noticed they've got 2 little bitty stacks over there, and they used to have, through the years, lots of tall stacks of pallets.
Mm-hmm.
So we need pallets for e-waste. I know that sounds bizarre, but that's what we set our boxes on. And so if you think you're going to just haul them to the transfer station, call me first.
Okay.
Please. Now, I don't want the big old 6-footers that you can put engines on, and I don't want the sissy little 3-footers that are tiny, tiny. I need something close to 4 foot, because our boxes are almost 4x4 before.
Okay.
So, yes, and I would love to have about 50 of them if possible.
Okay.
So, they're available everywhere until you start looking. The alleys are full of them, or every time you go to the transfer station, somebody's pulled in with a trailer or some bizarre thing. But when you start looking, it may not be so easy. And so by the 17th of this month, well, before the 17th.
Mm-hmm. You'd like to have them lined up and ready.
I would love to have them on by the 15th.
Yeah.
So please, if you have pallets, call me.
All right.
Call Artesia Clean and Beautiful. Call my cell. I don't care who, call Gene.
Yeah, call me.
He'll get a hold of me.
We'll
whatever.
Get it figured out. That's right.
But I do need pallets. So if you have good ones, not busted piece,
Yeah.
Because the pallet jack's got to get in them. They've got to lift about a 900-pound box and set it on another box. So it's got to be in good shape.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't care if it's pink. I don't care if it's, got sparkles on it. I just need pallets.
Pallets. All right.
Yes.
So that's the first request, folks.
Yes. And if you have borrowed barrels for any reason out at the fairground, the blue and magenta cute ones, take them back.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you're having an event this weekend or some strange thing. But if you just think, well, I've got to get them back out there, let's get them back out there.
Okay. Yeah, because the fair's coming up at the end of July, and they're going to be needed out there.
Well, yeah. But the problem is people have been borrowing them and not returning them. So if you've got them sitting on a trailer somewhere or stored and I've got to get these back out there, I've got to get them back out there, well, now's the time. Let's get them back out there. If you need me to unlock the gate, call me.
Okay.
I'll come and make arrangements.
No questions asked.
That's right. Just bring the barrels back, please.
Yeah.
Or it's going to get to the point where nobody's going to be able to borrow them.
That's right.
And, then what are you going to do? Because all of these litter-free events, or you want your event to be litter-free, however you want to word it, it's a real handy deal. So bring them back. That's all we care about. Just bring them back.
Well, good. So we need pallets, and we need the fairground trash barrels.
Yes.
To come back.
Yes. And you know which ones they are, because the ones that are missing are the ones that are painted, that turquoise and magenta color. So, yeah, that's kind of obvious.
Well, it happens more often than you think. And then sometimes when I go to borrow something, I'm told no because people don't return things.
Exactly.
And then I'm like, well, I'm not people.
Sure. No, I'm not one of those. And I don't like to borrow other people's stuff. I just hate to ask to borrow anything, because I know what happens when somebody borrows from me. It's either not returned in the condition in which it was when I lent that.
Well, see, that happened the last time we borrowed something. We borrowed a pallet jack. And it got broken.
Ooh.
And so we had to replace it with a brand new pallet jack.
Right.
So I bought a pallet jack for somebody because we broke it. And the people at the store where we borrowed it from were kind of upset that we broke it.
Oh.
Because they had been wanting to get a different kind of pallet jack.
Oh.
And see, we replaced it with
the exact
same kind. And they said if we'd have broken it, then we would have been able to get the pallet jack that we wanted. But instead you broke it and showed up with this one, and this one's never going to break as long as we're alive. So we're never going to get the pallet jack that we want to get because you went and broke and replaced it. So, and I have the broken one. I still have it. It belongs to me now. But apparently they can break.
Who would know?
Well,
Yeah.
I had no idea that folks doing a project for us, and that's why that we borrowed the pallet jack. And then I get a phone call. Well, we broke the pallet jack, and I'm like, you what? They're never going to let us borrow anything ever again, you know, because you went and broke that one. So it's
we borrowed an old dolly when Carrie's furniture was still here, and it was an old one. He said, well, it was in the back of the truck while we went to lunch, and it was not in the back of the truck when we came back. So he got a
Terry got a new dolly
out of the deal. Yes, I was a little bit upset.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. But
well, you know,
but you're
really?
not one of those people. So you replaced what
yes.
broken. Like we replaced the one that we broke, and then I had to go rent another one, and I because the one we had was broken, and then the people I said to take it back because I had paid for so much time.
Yes.
And then I got a call from the store. Hey, they never brought the thing back.
Uh-oh.
I said, all right, charge me what I need. Oh, yeah. And then I called and did some more convincing expression of words, and the pallet jack got back to where it was supposed to be. But
yeah, if you want something done right, do it yourself.
well, but it shouldn't be that way.
No, it should not.
It shouldn't be that way.
It should not. But anymore, it's like, well, it's not mine.
Yeah.
So what difference does it make?
I got busy and I didn't have time to take it back. I said, great, I'm going to charge you the extra rental fee. But I didn't do that.
But that's another thing that's wrong. You know, there's no accountability for anything.
I should do these things.
Yeah.
I should do that.
Quit being Mr. Nice Guy.
All right, we're going to take a break. I'm sure Linda has more to talk about. And I got to get your opinion on what the governor did yesterday.
Oh, Lord. Well, I don't know what she did, so this ought to be good.